hello guys and welcome to Doctor Who Episode 11, World Enough and Times Review. Obviously, I got some feedback saying that this was a better way to do my reviews, so rather than doing them live, I'm going to do them like this from now on. Because that seems to be the way you guys enjoy them, better than you enjoyed me doing them live and early in the morning. So yeah, this is my review for Doctor Who, World Enough and Time. Okay, so we started the episode and we got this beautiful ice landscape. The TARDIS lands and I was like, oh my god, it's an exact copy of the start of the 10th planet. The TARDIS landing in a snowy landscape. The Doctor comes out of the TARDIS and immediately he falls. We see regeneration energy coming from his hands and he starts regenerating. What does this mean? Well, for a start, notice that he's older. He's a lot older. But obviously, in true Doctor Who fashion and in true Rachel Talalay style, we transition to the opening titles. Okay, so then, obviously, it kind of flashes back, I think. It flashes back to how this happened and they land on the ship, but we get to see the ship and it has all these I thought at first it was different portals, but then I'm thinking later on in the episode that maybe it's different, like, it's not different portals, it's different windows into different areas of the ship. And it's like each year is kind of the evolution of humans. And they're all advancing at different rates. But anyway, although one, at the very end, the last one we see is like a beach. And it looks very similar to Cardiff Bay, where obviously the 10th Doctor said goodbye to Rose. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a little Easter egg or not, but that's what it looked like to me. Probably just got a shot of that bay and just put it in there. Obviously, Missy, you know, comes out of the TARDIS. I'm Doctor Who, you know, pretending to be the Doctor so the Doctor can teach her to be good, which I worked out from all the teaser trailers for this week's episode. I worked that out. Anyway, obviously, the Doctor's in the TARDIS watching this computer screen, but it turns out, I was never aware of this, but if Matt Smith did it, I'm not sure. The 12th Doctor can remove the screen from his TARDIS, have it connected to a long wire, and take it anywhere in the TARDIS, apparently. But yeah. Now this is what really annoyed me. She kept saying, oh, I'm Doctor Who. The Doctor's not called Doctor Who. It's the Doctor. Although she does say, she does her really bad dab, which is obviously there because of Stephen Moffat's son, I think. Said it'd be funny. So he put it in there, apparently. Yeah. Bad Moffat, bad Moffat. But, in other news, the Doctor's name is Doctor Who. There we have it, guys. The reason it can't be said is because no one knows what it is, because he is called Doctor Who. Even Missy says his name is Doctor Who. Somehow I feel like this was Moffat trying to have a dig at the fans, and the fact that what really annoyed me about this is they're hyped up saying, oh, you know, there's going to be a big character death, you're going to find out the Doctor's real name. Yeah, the Doctor's real name's Doctor Who, apparently. I don't believe it. I don't believe one bit of it, but, you know, whatever. Obviously, now I don't like blue people, because the blue people come back. Which makes me now think that because this was a Mondasian ship, which we find out later on in the episode, that the blue people are the original Mondasians, and the reason they've been seen throughout the 12th Doctor's era is because they're the Mondasians constantly teasing that they're going to be there in the end of the 12th Doctor's era. Who knows, but if that was an intentional thing by Moffat, well done, because you snuck it past me. Anyway, moving on. Bill has to die because she's a human and they detect human life forms because they were human. Yes, 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 yes. But the way the Doctor turns to the camera and his eyebrows are there is amazing cinematography and an amazing flashback to the first time we ever saw a glimpse of Capaldi's Doctor, which was in the 50th anniversary special when they say, no sir, all 13, and you saw that close-up shot of the 12th Doctor's eyes and eyebrows. And I thought that was an amazing callback in this episode to it, so hashtag well done to Rachel Talalay. Obviously, Bill shot, which is I was like, what? I know, they teased the character death though. Anyway, then we get another flashback. So we flashed back from the 12th Doctor regenerating to the start of Y. We then flash way back to before any of this even happened, and the Doctor explaining that Missy was his best friend as a school, and the way he describes that he's going to put her into a situation makes me think that Bill's death's a simulation. But by the end of the episode, I was a bit sceptical of whether that was true. Well, I've been adamant that it wasn't true. But then I thought, but if that's a simulation, is the 12th Doctor's end a simulation? Which could mean that the entire 2 episodes are simulations, because there's been a high theme of simulations, to make Missy be good, and that John Sims' master never actually returns. Theory. Who knows? Anyway, moving on down the line. This is apparently the Doctor's friend. The Doctor says that the Master, hashtag Missy, or slash Missy I mean, is his friend. Since when have the Doctor and the Master been friends? Okay, the Doctor feels pity for the Master, but they are arch enemies. They are best friends and arch... They are frenemies. Absolute frenemies. They're not friends. The Doctor wouldn't call the Master friends. In the classic era of Doctor Who, he might call him friends a little bit. But we all know that he's his arch enemy. Just as bad as the Daleks. Anyway, so we have all that. And then we flash back to the current thing. Obviously, the Doctor's not sure... Well, in the flashback, I mean, the Doctor's not sure if he's been a woman before. He thinks that the Master was a man back then, and he was a man. The Master was the Doctor's first man crush. The Doctor says man crush like a girl would say, oh, he's my man crush or something like that. But a guy had also said, like, oh, I like that celebrity, he's my man crush. Anyway, so basically the Doctor's bisexual. Hashtag get the Doctor's bisexual trending. Anyway, moving on. I then thought, hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Well, first of all, we flash to where the Doctor is. And we see these people, you know, we see Bill fall. And the way she falls is an absolute callback to the series of Sherlock where he's shot. I think it's series 2. Yeah, I think it's series 3. It's either series 2 or 3, I can't remember which. I think it might be series 3 actually. The Doctor's shot by Mary. Not the Doctor. Sorry, not the Doctor. Sherlock is shot by Mary. And the way he falls back, he's obviously when they did it, he was laid on a plate and he falls back, and it was the way they did it. To me, that was the exact same way Bill fell in this episode, and I thought it was a nice callback to Moffat's other shows in a way, and it was a nice little Easter egg in there, I suppose. Anyway, so the elevator doors open, 3 people come out, and I was like, I know they're already the Cybermen, so they must be the first evolution of the Cybermen. They are the very first ever Cybermen that we've ever seen in Doctor Who. So we have now gone past William Hartnell's version of the Doctor's Cybermen to the very earliest Cybermen. These are the Cybermen. The people. The Cybermen. Anyway. So yeah, the earliest versions of the Cybermen. They're pretty cool. Not scary like they were in the 10th Planet, but they're still pretty cool. Anyway, so the Doctor and Missy straight at the door trying to open the elevator. I got a bit confused because I thought, hang on a second, is Missy's umbrella Sonic? Or maybe it's Laser? Who knows? And then I thought, right, so there's definitely different time zones on this ship because everything's jumping around, and the Doctor even says, pay attention. I thought that there was a countdown on the clocks when we go with Bill, and I thought she might have been on a different world. But the way she's sort of walking around the hospital, it really did give me that glimpse and that feeling that I got during The Empty Child, where you see all the people laid in the beds, you know, in this war-torn place, and they've got face masks on. It really, really made me feel like that, and it didn't scare me, but it did make me feel some kind of tension within that scene, and that's what I love about Doctor Who. Anyway, so moving on. I've already said all the patients are muted. They don't care about the pain that they're going through, which might be what turns the Cybermen evil. That, and they don't feel emotions. So in a way, I suppose, converting to a Cyberman is a good thing, because it stops you feeling the emotions. And we saw that way in Closing Time with James Corden's character, Craig. Shame he didn't come back. But anyway, so, yeah, all patients are muted. And then obviously we're back with Bale and we're going around with this guy. Now, this guy's walking around and I looked at his face. I paused the episode for a moment and I looked at his face. And I thought, for some reason, that to me looks like John Sim's face with a longer beard and hair, like they've put prosthetics on him. Right? That is what I thought in that moment. I was just like, he looks so much like John Sim. And the way he acts is like John Sim. I thought it'd be really cool if they do the Mission Impossible thing if he rips off a mask to reveal that he was John Sim as the Master all along. But yeah. Anyway. Obviously time moves, we get the explanation that time moves faster at the end of the room, at the end of the ship, and slower because of the gravitational force at the top of the ship. I did try and look to see if there were any Easter eggs in the room of devices, which the man, which I'm not sure what he calls himself, the crazy man, which was obviously later on revealed as someone else. He has lots of devices in his room, little technology and things, and I thought maybe there's some Easter eggs in there, but I couldn't spot any. If you guys spotted any Easter eggs within that shot and those room scenes, please let me know in the comments below and I'll try and find them. So yeah, obviously, it makes a bad joke about bottoms, you know, that you got a faster bottom. Yeah, very funny, Moffat, very funny. You make shitty jokes, you're just like Twitter. Anyway, I think Steve Moffat has a thing about Twitter. I suppose he didn't make any jokes about Tumblr yet. Anyway, so the Doctor snaps open his stomach, and I was like, what the hell is this? Is that going to be like a red button? Anyway, it turns out it's a pen. It's an absolute pen. It's just a pen. The Doctor has a built-in pen into his Sonic. So he has an app for writing. You know, he can open doors and open deadlock seals, I think now. But it still don't work on wood. That's a shame. Anyway, so obviously, shut up. I see you watching me, don't I? Anyway, all the windows, I thought that this is the moment when they're going down like through the floors. I thought, hang on a minute, what if all the windows that we saw at the start of the episode when we saw the ship were actually different time zones and different kind of floors within the ship? Anyway, so yeah. And oh my god, can I just praise Rachel Talalay for this episode and hopefully the next. Her directing in this episode was flawless. I loved every shot of it. I loved how well it jump cut. And I just thought it really worked for a Doctor Who episode. And it really kind of, it made me want to see the next scene from that. And I feel like that's what Rachel Talalay does really well with Doctor Who. And if you could sign her on all season, I'd love it. Even if the episode was bad, the visuals would be amazing. Anyway, so obviously we go out into the city and we start seeing what the city looks like. And obviously Bill's got the thing on her heart, which is obviously one of the machines like Cybermen. Anyway, so I thought, right, in that moment, obviously I'm a DC fan, and I just went, oh my god, that city looks like Gotham. It actually looked like Gotham, but you could tell it was really badly faked. It'd have been nice if some of it had been real, and I think some of it was real, but when they showed them from behind, looking out towards the buildings, you could tell they were stood in front of a green screen, because the buildings were flat. If you don't believe me, go check it out. Anyway, we then get to see the device that actually stops the Cybermen feeling pain, and it turns out it's actually the thing that goes around the head. You know, the kind of thing that goes into their ears and a thing, and apparently it even goes into their head as well, into their brain. So that's what makes them stop feeling emotion, which I thought was a nice little backstory into the evolution of the Cybermen. Anyway, so yeah, obviously Nado's then like, do you know what, Doctor? There's always an element of scary with you. And the 12th Doctor's like, you only just noticed. Now, to me, that was a dig to the fans from Moffat. I feel like he keeps digging at the fans. He's like, I tried to make the 12th Doctor scary, and you're only just realising it now. To me, Nardole in this series, he's the fans. You've got Bill, which the fans are supposed to connect to, because she's the main companion. But you've got Nardole, that basically is the fan. Nardole's the fan that's following them round, so he's the one that asks the Doctor for the selfie. He's the one that says, you know, Doctor, you're actually quite scary. And the Doctor is basically Moffat saying, you've only just realised. So, yeah. Obviously, then we, you know, as soon as I saw that Missy was looking for the Earth and stuff like that, I was like, it's Mondas. It has to be Mondas. Of course it's Mondas. Everyone knows it's the Mondas. But the way they was looking like it's a lot like Earth is an absolute callback to when they saw first ever revealed Mondas in the 10th planet, which I thought was amazing. Anyway, so the guy, you know, we get to see the first Cybermen, and I went, oh my god, the first Cybermen, the first ever Cyberman, fully upgraded, was Bill. How cool is that? Does that mean Bill's dead? I'm not sure because of the ending and the way we see her tear, and then it's really badly CGI'd outside the mask. I have a feeling she's not dead and that the emotion thing hasn't worked. And I'm hoping she'll return, but there are chances she basically is dead. Which wouldn't bother me, but I did kind of think she was really good this series. And obviously, then we've got the old crazy man with the gun ripping the mask off, and I went, yes! I knew it all along. I knew that there was something strange about that guy, and he looked too much like John Sim in a face mask for it not to be him. He rips it off, and there we have John Sim as the Master in his full glory with his goatee, and I literally had an orgasm. Like, amazing. I love John Sim's Master. He's probably my favourite Master, but just the way he rips it off is like, oh, I love disguises, don't you? And this is the moment when I went, even though he's like, I'm worried for my future, saying that Missy is him from the future, what if he doesn't know that she's actually the Rani? She says she loves disguises, okay? Missy could easily be the Rani and love disguises to disguise as the Master. I'm hoping my theory is true, but if not, it's a bit of a plot hole, and please say next week they will reveal why that symbol has been in Doctor Who. If they do not, they better reveal it at Christmas, because if they don't, I will seriously get angry with Moffat. I don't know what I'll do, but I want to know why that symbol is there. I have a feeling it was to foreshadow Bill's death in this episode, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so yeah, the Master was with Bill all along, and when we first see the Master get ripped off, we get the sound of drums beating and beating and beating and beating. And I just thought it was amazing. I was like, oh my god, that is the best. I wish they'd have done that in the trailer, but the fact that I think that was the little secret and little shock they were trying to keep from the fans, and if it was, I'm so hoping there is so much more to come with next week's episode, The Doctor Falls. And we will talk about that a little bit later on in this video. And obviously, the Master says, this is the genesis of the Cybermen. And I was like, oh my god, the Master's gone from Genesis of the Daleks to Genesis of the Cybermen. Now, it's not really Genesis, because he's not killing the Cybermen. Genocide is when you entirely wipe out a race. So, for example, linking it to actual history, Adolf Hitler attempted to commit mass genocide with the genesis of the Jews. Right? He failed, but that's what he attempted. And saying that this is the genesis of the Cybermen isn't quite accurate, because he's creating a unit, he's creating an evolution of the Cybermen. And I think it'd be so much better if they did call it the evolution of the Cybermen, but it's not. It's the genesis of the Cybermen. And I'm hoping that next week's episode is actually a secret title, and I think next week they're going to actually, in the opening titles, it won't say the Doctor falls, it will say the genesis of the Cybermen, and all along it has been an absolute secret. But who knows? Anyway, so what is to come next time on Doctor Who and everything to do with my theories? Okay, so next week on Doctor Who we have more Mandosian Cybermen, which are so cool. And the fact that they've got the Master and Missy working, evolving Cybermen, to me, the reason that there is going to be RTD era Cybermen, new Cybermen, all the different versions of the Cybermen, the reason they're going to be there is because the Master has found a way to evolve the Cybermen. And because time is moving so much faster at the end of the ship, they could do it so much faster, and then hopefully maybe take them to Earth. But I'm not sure. I think they're going to go up further up the ship, and that's why they're in like graveyards and fields and things like that. We did see the Doctor throw an apple, which I thought was really cool. And the apple was a little callback to Matt Smith eating an apple, but I'm not sure. So yeah, obviously then we get to see the Doctor's regeneration and Missy's side with the Doctor. Well, we don't see the Doctor's regeneration. At the end of the trailer, there is this shot where we see the Doctor's hand with regeneration energy in a completely different location to the start of the episode. Now, the reason he ages at the start of the episode is because of time moving faster at the end of the ship. But how he gets to these different places, I don't know. So in other words, the Doctor's regenerating in 2 different places, apparently. Hopefully they'll pay it off. Hopefully they will. Hopefully he won't even regenerate this series. But if he does, I would be so surprised. I'm so looking forward to seeing what it is. It's really got me hung for next week. Okay, we also saw the laser screwdriver get used this episode. So, now, here's my first theory. The Master has not created the Cybermen. He's made Bill a Cyberman, but make sure her emotions are there so that when the Cybermen are all upgraded, she can kill all the Cybermen. Hence the genesis of the Cybermen. If they go down that route, then there will be a genesis. But the way they set it up is that Johnson's Master is the one doing it, but he's not. The Doctor, that really creepy Doctor guy, which really reminds me of Joseph Mengele for some reason, is, or even the guy from BioShock, the crazy Doctor, which Amber knows the name of. Yeah, which I just forgot his name. Anyway, the way they're setting it up seems like they could go down that route. So the Master's actually tried to do something good. So they're trying to show that John Simm's Master it was good for a bit. And the Doctor's whole thing about how they promised each other they'd go see the stars, they were going to be best friends, but he was too busy burning them all. I thought that was a really interesting concept. Hopefully, I love the fact that Bill still doesn't understand regeneration, so she's going to get a big shock if she understands the regeneration. And obviously we know the regeneration is going to be so much different this year, but we actually don't know how. Hopefully it'll be the fact that he won't be in the TARDIS and he will do it outside like the classic era Doctor. Hopefully he'll regenerate in front of the monster. Maybe he'll collapse and regenerate just like the third Doctor. I'm hoping that this symbol thing gets paid off because I'm fed up of ranting about it, and I hope that my theory is right. I'm hoping that Missy will end up being the Rani and being her disguise all along, and it'll be a massive twist. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think and if you agree with that down below. But that's all I can really think of. If you guys spotted any Easter eggs or anything in the episode that I've missed within this video, let me know in the comments below. I've been the Doc11. Now don't forget to smash that like button because very soon I'll be starting to do challenges. Me and Amber are going to do the Bean Boozle challenge. I'm going to do another challenge, and if that gets enough likes, I'm going to do a challenge which I would hate doing, but I'll do it for you guys if you smash that like button and you just view the videos. So if I can get, at least 10 likes on this video, I'll upload very soon. It probably won't happen, it's a bit unrealistic, but if it happens, obviously the Bean Boozle challenge is coming, and hopefully I won't get the bad flavours, but the chances are I'll get at least one. I'm not that lucky. And Amber will probably get at least one as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I've been the Doc 11th, and I'll see you next week when I review the final episode of the series, The Doctor Falls. Maybe the genesis of the Cybermen. But who knows? I'll see you next week, guys. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this episode. Out of 10, I would rate this episode a 9 out of 10. Just wish there'd have been a bit more of a payoff at the end, but obviously, it's not the end. But for a first part, it was amazing. The cinematography was amazing. I loved everything about this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Smash that like button below. Share the video. Comment down below. And I'll see you guys next week for next week's episode of Doctor Who Review. I'll see you next week. Goodbye for now, guys. Goodbye.